This is healing, then it began.
Well, hello there. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Steph Porter. I create lifestyle content to help you glow up and become the best, healthiest version of yourself. So I'm super glad you are here. This is a super impromptu video. There was a whole lot of planning for it. It just has been on my heart and we're gonna get into it. So we are doing a get ready with me chit chat, pretend like we're FaceTiming while we're getting ready, and I'm giving you some harsh but good advice that you might need to hear. A little bit of tough love as we enter the winter arc, winter months. It's the middle of November. People are starting to think about their New Year's goals, what they didn't accomplish this year, what they did accomplish, all the things. So let's get into it. So I heard a quote the other day on a podcast and it literally like stopped me. I was listening to it on my walk. It literally stopped me in my tracks. It said, procrastination is the spirit of poverty. Procrastination is the spirit of poverty. At first I was like, well, that's a little harsh. But then I was like, well, I mean, by the way, all the products that I'm using are going to be on a QR code and linked below for you to shop. They're all like affordable makeup products that I use that are like staples in my everyday makeup. And it really got me thinking, like, when we procrastinate, we tend to do this thing. And when I say we, I mean I do this too. This thing where we will say, I want this or I want that, and you know, I have these dreams, I have these goals, I want, you know, I want this, I want that, I'd do anything for it. But then we won't even get up early for it. Or we won't do the things that aren't sexy, the stuff that is boring, the stuff that is like tedious. You can't say you want all these things and you have all these desires and then also have a spirit of procrastination. Like, it doesn't go together. I think a lot of times what happens is we get this, it really is like subconsciously like an excuse, but we get this mindset where I'll start the business when, I'll do the thing when I have more knowledge, or when I learn more, or when I master this, or when I get better at this, then I'll do the thing, then I'll start. But then you end up in this vicious cycle where you never actually start because you say you're going to start when it's perfect, and then the needle moves forward. Every time you're that much closer, you're like, all right, I got this skill. And you're like, well, actually, I should probably learn social media before I launch the business. And well, actually, I should probably learn how to do this. And then you never actually do it because that's your excuse to hold you back. It's like, oh, I'm going to start as soon as I insert thing I need to learn. And then we get in this analysis by paralysis, paralysis by analysis, where we never actually do anything because we say we're getting ready to do the thing. I did my brows off camera because I just need to be able to look in the mirror, but I used the Maybelline Total Temptation. I'm going to link below. Now let's get back into it. Use where other people are as an excuse for us to not get started. We've got to stop waiting until the conditions are perfect and we know all the things, because spoiler, you're never going to know everything. You're never going to be ready. So you might as well just take the leap. This idea for this video, like a day or two ago, today I was like, oh, I've got to do my makeup anyway, so let me just make it get ready with me. I opened up the document where I usually write notes for like videos like this. I have nothing. It literally is just the title of the video. But it's on my heart to talk about it, so I'm just gonna do it. Is it gonna be a perfect video? No. Is it gonna be aesthetic and like some other creators? No, but it's me, and I'm gonna do it because messy action is still better than inaction. I'm gonna say that again. Messy action is better than inaction. The only way to really learn is to do it, right? Like, you can try to prepare all you want. I'm not saying like don't study up and don't like prepare and stuff, but at some point you just have to take the leap. And then you just learn as you go. Most things are learned through experience. And I gotta tell you, if you're trying to grow, especially on social media, as a content creator, especially in this day and age, would you rather have some content out there that, you know, you can work on and tweak, and it's not quite perfect, but you kind of iterate and you make it better, or just not post it all and nobody knows about your brand. If you're gonna let fear of comparing yourself to the brand that has 1 million followers stop you from actually posting, you're never going to get to the 1 million followers because you never posted, okay? It's like the self-fulfilling prophecy. You're holding yourself back, you really are. At the end of the day, if you truly have passion for something, if you're truly wanting to share whatever it is, whether it's a craft of yours or a business idea, or, you know, like me, I wanted to create lifestyle content, fitness content to help people with their health and fitness goals. I don't have it all together. There are days where I don't even get off the couch because I suffer from anxiety and depression. I also have ADHD. I'm going to talk about that in another video. But if I let all that stop me, I wouldn't be helping the people I'm going to help. And honestly, you have to think about it this way. By the way, how cute is this Baby Got Blush from Essence? It's a liquid blush. You just squeeze it and you drizzle. And then you just use a brush. The cutest. It's like $4. I will link it below. I think that it is extremely selfish to not share the gifts you have because you're afraid of what people will say, which we'll talk about in a second, or you're afraid of it not looking perfect or saying the perfect things or whatever. That is more selfish than putting out there what your gifts are. If God has called you to do something, if you have a gift, I know for me, it is helping people become the best version of themselves. That is what I'm put on this earth to do, and that is what I will continue to do through my fitness content, my health content, my lifestyle, how to glow up, all this right here, this content. Me just showing up, I know that it is impacting people. I know that there are people watching who are waiting for me to post something else to help them along in their journey. And that's not me being conceited. That's not me being selfish. That is the truth. We all are put on this earth to have an impact, to share our calling, and to help other people. So if you don't do it because you're afraid of what other people are gonna say, or you're afraid that it's not perfect enough and polished enough, you are doing a dissatisfaction to everybody that you could have helped. And that's how you have to think about it. Every time you post a piece of content, every time you share, every time you talk about something that is important to you, you are helping someone else. Okay? And if you didn't post that day, if you didn't talk about it, you didn't help that person. That is how you have to think about it. That is the mindset I need you to take into 2025. Whew, okay, well, I got on a little tangent there. Well, we're gonna keep it rolling. Now let's talk about, this is the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter. Again, I'm gonna link everything below. This whole look probably costs like 25 bucks, and it is my staple go-to look, stays all day. I will link my Fit Chicks makeup guide video that I did that goes way more into depth. Talk about caring what other people think or say, okay? I heard a saying, I'm big on phrases and saying, I will never be concerned with what someone says or thinks that isn't at least doing as well, if not better than me, okay? I'm not, me personally, Steph Quarter, and you should not either. I am not caring, I'm not gonna stop and think about what Joe Schmo, who is doing worse than me, who has never built a business, who doesn't have impact, who doesn't share on social media, who is stuck in their same small town and doesn't do anything. I am not letting that person dictate me posting online. I'm just not. I will never take advice from or think about what they think if they're not doing better than me. Stop caring about what people think, especially people who aren't in your industry, who aren't doing anything, okay? It is real easy to judge and to have opinions and to throw shade when you're not doing well, okay? But people who are doing well are busy helping other people. They're busy having an impact. They're not busy criticizing what Joe Schmo is posting, okay? If anything, they're supporting that person. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I gotta get a new one. This stuff is, I use it every day, but think about it. This isn't to like be mean or anything, but think about the people who in your life always have some judgmental comment, or are you sure you're gonna post that thing? Or, ooh, I would never do that. That's kind of cringy, or that's kind of corny. I would never share that, or this or that. Just take a second, think about a couple of those people. They're probably not doing better than you. They're probably not doing a whole lot, except for talking and having opinions about things they're not experts in, the things that they haven't done yet. So why do you care so much what they're doing? Why do you care? about their opinion. You gotta stop. Ed Milet's podcast, and he was talking to, like, it was like a mashup episode, and he was talking to a handful of like really successful people, and they were the one of them was saying, like, 100 years from now, no one is going to remember that you stumbled on that video or that you posted that thing. You know what they're going to remember? The impact you made. And I refuse to die and not leave an impact and then get to the pearly gates and tell God, well, I didn't go for my dreams, or I didn't help people, or I didn't do this or that because I was worried about what Joe Schmo thinks. Could you imagine? That's embarrassing. I am sorry, but I'm not getting to those pearly gates and telling God that I didn't live up to my potential because I cared about what some person in some town behind some keyboard thought about me and my content and me posting stuff, okay? If it really bothers you what I'm saying, it's probably a reflection of you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, and either you're going to step up and say, ooh, Steph's probably right, I should probably step up my game and really work on my business or work on my goals or whatever it is, or you can always not follow. You know, that's the mindset you have to take into 2025. I don't care about a certain amount of followers, okay? I care about people who my ideal client, the person I care about talking to. My content is for the person I was the day before I started my journey, okay? The person I was before I found fitness, health, a community of people, like before I started my Facebook group community, which, shameless plug, I have one if you're looking for a space of like-minded women to help you become the best version of yourself in 2025. I highly recommend. It's free to join. I'll put the QR code on the screen. But my content is not for anybody other than the person that I want to help. And that's how I think about it every time I hit post. Every time I hit record, it is for somebody that I am trying to help. I couldn't care less if somebody behind their computer comments, oh, that's cringy, or shares it to their friend and they privately make fun of me. You can't control that, first of all. You're never going to be able to control that. That's another thing you have to think about. You can't control other people. You can control how you show up, how often you show up, why you show up, and you can continue to show up because you know that you're helping other people. And as long as what you're doing is for that reason, who cares what other people think or say? I know that it is easier said than done. This is the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes palette. If you need a palette that literally has everything that you can possibly like need, it's right here. I know that it is a lot easier said than done to just flip the switch and just magically be like, I don't care what other people think. I get that. I'm not saying it's gonna take, that is why I'm saying that we need to start now, right? Especially if you have goals for the new year. This is the combo that I'm going to use for my eyeliner and my mascara, which I'll do off camera in a second. It's the NYX Professional Makeup eyeliner in black, and the Essence, you guys know, if you watched my Fit Chicks beauty guide or my Ulta sale videos, I'll link them below. The Essence Lash Princess, the curl and volume. This is the best mascara I've ever used. And that we're talking about this right now today in the middle of November is because I know that you have New Year's goals, okay? You have things that you want to accomplish, whether they're big or small, you have goals. That's why you're here. Like, you're here because you're somebody who has ambition, who wants to do better, who wants to have an impact in the world, and you want to stop caring about what people think. You want to stop holding yourself back. So, do you think that you're going to wake up January 1st and just magically not care what people think, have your life together, have routines, and just hit the ground running? No. We need a little bit of ramp up time. We need to kind of get some reps, if the fitness reference here, you need to get some reps under your belt. So that is why we need to start now, because we're not perfect. We're gonna have kinks, we're gonna have bumps in the road, we're gonna have days where we're unmotivated or we let what people think kind of get to us. You need to kind of have that ramp up period. But think about it, if you started right now, posting the content, putting yourself out there, doing the thing, going for your goals. If you stopped caring what your aunt at Thanksgiving is going to say about you doing your little business, and if you stopped caring about what everybody thought today, now, even if you had a few days where you're like, oh man, today I let it get to me. Today I didn't post anything because I was afraid, I had fear that people were going to make fun of me. Or today I just wasn't motivated. If you get those kinks out now, by the time January 1st hits, you will be on a roll. You will have built the confidence. You will have the reps under your belt to say, I don't care. I truly do not care what people think. I know that God has a plan for me. I know that God has given me this gift, whether it is making jewelry or my fitness business or writing books or whatever it is. God has given me this gift, and I'm not going to waste it by caring what other people think. I'm not going to waste it by procrastinating and having that spirit of poverty. I'm not going to waste it by holding myself back, thinking that I need to be ready and perfect. I'm just going to go for it. All right. Think about how much better your 2025 goals the outcome of those goals will be if you start now getting those kinks out, being honest with yourself and saying, yeah, I do care what people think. I want to stop, but I do care what people think. So I'm going to work on that. Yeah, I do use being prepared as an excuse to not do stuff. Yeah, I am unmotivated. I do have a spirit of laziness sometimes. I do procrastinate, but I'm going to work on it. Okay. And that is what you need to do. Just work on it every single day. By the time you get to January 1st, watch out. Let's wrap up this video. We're going to do my favorite setting spray, the NYX Matte Finish setting spray. I'm link everything below. You gotta use your fan. This is also linked below. It's in my Amazon storefront. For it all. We've talked about how procrastination is the spirit of poverty, and we're not gonna procrastinate anymore. And if we do have days where we procrastinate, we're gonna get those kinks out now before the new year. We're gonna stop with caring what people think. This is the Maybelline Lifter Gloss in shade 4. I will link it below. We're gonna stop caring what people think. We're gonna stop using the excuse that I need to be super ready to do anything. And we're gonna take a whole lot of imperfect action. I know that you have goals. I know that you have things that you want to accomplish in 2025. And that is why I'm telling you right now, you've got to throw away the thought of needing to be perfect. You've got to throw away wondering what people are going to say, because honestly, they're going to talk about you anyway, whether you're doing good, great, or in the middle. So you might as well give them something to talk about, okay? Do what you know you are called to do and forget about the rest. Okay, God has a plan for you, for your life. He has given you gifts. They're different than my gifts. So you would rob me of your gifts if you didn't go for it right now, if you didn't post the content, if you didn't make the thing, if you didn't put yourself out there. You're robbing people like me of that gift, okay? I have my gifts, but you have your gifts. And I want to experience your gifts. I want to be impacted and influenced, and I want to cherish and celebrate you and your stuff. But the only way that I can do that is if you put yourself out there, okay? So we're gonna stop holding ourselves back as of right now. I want you to finish this video, like and subscribe, and get after it, all right? And do not forget, you gotta faith it till you make it.
Then it began.